In racing, we spend a ridiculous amount of time trying to understand what the car is doing. Controller settings, car setup, steering sensitivity, traction control. But there's one setting I've basically ignored, and that's audio. And I started wondering, what if that screaming engine I've got turned all the way up is actually drowning out information that will help me drive the car? So I tried something incredibly simple. I turned the engine down, and I started listening to everything else. Most of us probably set up racing game audio based on what sounds good, and obviously you want the car to sound good. If I'm driving a BMW or Audi or McLaren, I want to hear the thing. But here's the problem: we're not actually sitting in the car. In a real race car, the driver's getting information from everywhere: the steering wheel, the seat, the chassis, G forces, vibration, even the movement of the car underneath them. But on a controller, I don't have most of that. I've got the screen, the triggers, and some vibration, and then sound. So maybe audio shouldn't just be about immersion, maybe it's actually feedback. Once I start thinking about it that way, there were a few sounds I wanted to pay much more attention to. First, the tires. When the front starts scrubbing through a corner, that's another clue that I'm asking too much from the front end. And if I'm adding more steering and the tire noise keeps increasing, but the car isn't turning any harder, that's useful information. I'm understeering. And then there's the rear tires. On acceleration, I can sometimes hear the tires start to complain before I've completely lost the rear. And that's especially useful on a controller because throttle application happens incredibly quickly. And then you've got things like curbs and road noise. Those can tell you where the car is physically positioned. And transmission and engine sounds, they still matter. I absolutely don't want to eliminate them. RPM is useful. Gear changes are useful. The engine helps me judge acceleration. The idea isn't to turn the engine off. It's to stop letting it dominate everything. So I'm trying a really simple starting point. Engine volume around 75%. Tires will keep at 100%. Transmission and mechanical sounds will stay relatively high. Other cars will bring that down slightly, and wind and environmental sounds in different sim racing games will bring down more as well. And while I'm testing this, we want to keep music off. These aren't magic numbers. I'm not claiming that 75% engine volume is going to make you faster. The idea is just to create some room in the audio mix. Instead of boosting the tires to some ridiculous level, I'm lowering the sounds that are masking them. And this is where it gets interesting. Listen to this corner with the normal audio mix. The engine is basically the entire soundtrack. Now listen to exactly the same kind of corner with the engine turned down. Suddenly I can hear the front tire working much more clearly, and I start noticing something. When I was pushing into understeer, I could hear myself doing it. It sounds obvious, but I wasn't really listening for it before. Instead of thinking, the car won't turn, maybe I need more front wing, maybe I need different differential settings, maybe I need to change my controller sensitivity. Sometimes the answer was much simpler. Maybe I'm just asking the front tires to do too much, and the car had been telling me that the entire time and I just couldn't hear it. Now, here's the important part. I don't think the first question should be, did this immediately make me faster? Because maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. The better question is, can I understand the car sooner? Can I recognize understeer earlier? Can I hear the rear starting to struggle under acceleration? Can I tell when I'm abusing the tires? And can I place the car more consistently over the curbs? Because if I can understand those things earlier, speed should eventually come from that. And honestly, consistency might be the bigger improvement. If your 5 laps are suddenly closer together because you're getting better feedback from the car, that's probably more valuable than finding one hero lap that's 3/10 quicker. And I think this matters even more if you're racing on a controller. There's this idea that because we don't have a massive direct drive wheel giving us detailed force feedback, we can't really feel what the car is doing. And I don't agree. We just have to use the information that we actually have: the triggers, the vibration, the visual movement, and the audio. You don't need to turn sim racing into an engineering project. Sometimes improving your feedback is literally just moving an audio slider from 100 to 75. So try this. Pick a track you know well. Don't change your setup, don't change your controller settings. Run 5 laps with your normal audio. Then lower the engine, leave the tires high, and run another 5 laps. And don't just watch the stopwatch. Listen to the car, and you might discover you've been getting useful feedback from it the whole time, and you just couldn't hear it.